A wealthy man passed away, leaving behind 2 biological sons and an adopted son he deeply cherished. At the funeral, the biological sons impatiently awaited the reading of the will, dismissing their adopted brother with disdain. After the ceremony, the priest handed each brother a photo album, crafted by their father to hold cherished family memories. The biological sons, uninterested, tossed their albums to the adopted brother, telling him to leave. Tears in his eyes, the adopted brother walked away, clutching the albums. Later, the lawyer revealed the father's secret. Each photo held a bank code to his wealth. The albums were the key to the inheritance, entrusted to the son who had shown love and care in his father's final days. The biological sons, realizing their folly, rushed to find their adopted brother, but he was gone. In their greed, they had lost both the fortune and the bond they never valued. Drop your heart in the comments.
A boy, terrified and covered in blood, burst into his home and ran straight to his mom. His breath was ragged, his face pale. His mom froze, staring at him in shock. Outside, sirens wailed and flashing lights filled the street. A booming voice yelled, "Come out with your hands up." The boy trembled. "Mom, I didn't." She cut him off, gently removing his bloody shirt. "Don't worry," she said. "I'll handle it." Moments later, the boy heard the back door slam. Looking out, he saw his mom walking toward the police, wearing his shirt and her hands raised. "No, Mom," he cried, tears streaming. "What are you doing?" The police arrested her on the spot. Days later, in court, the boy watched in anguish as his mom was found guilty and sentenced to death. Unable to hold it in, he shouted, "It wasn't her, it was me!" Gasps rippled through the courtroom. But before anyone could react, a lawyer rushed in with evidence. A video showing neither the mom nor the boy were guilty. The real criminal was caught. After the trial, the boy asked his mom, "Why did you take the blame?" She smiled softly. "Because I'm your mom. I'd do anything to protect you."
A man hurried through a crowded park, his mind filled with stress about work and bills. He accidentally bumped into an old woman carrying a small plant. She stumbled, but managed to keep her balance. Embarrassed, the man apologized hastily and tried to move on. But the woman smiled warmly and said, "Slow down, young man. Life isn't a race." The man paused. Something in her tone made him stop. The old woman handed him the plant and added, "Take this. Nurturing it will teach you patience." Intrigued, the man accepted the plant and walked away at a slower pace. Over time, as he cared for the plant, he learned to appreciate the small moments in life. Eventually, he returned to the park and found the old woman again, thanking her for the life lesson. She smiled and replied, "Sometimes we just need a little reminder to enjoy the journey, not just the destination." Drop your heart in the comments. A blind boy sat on a busy street, his hat holding only a few coins. Beside him was a sign that read, "Please help me, I am blind." Most people passed by without a glance. A rude man stopped, sneered at the boy, and mocked him for just sitting there. Laughing, he walked away, leaving the boy in tears. An old man, seeing this, felt deep compassion. He dropped some coins into the boy's hat, then quietly picked up the sign. Turning it over, he wrote something new on the back and placed it back beside the boy before leaving. Soon, people began stopping to read the sign. They smiled, dropped coins into the hat, and walked away. The hat filled quickly, and the boy became the talk of the town. His story even caught the attention of a local TV station. A week later, the old man returned. The boy, recognizing his voice, asked, "Did you change my sign? What did you write?" The old man smiled and said, "I wrote, 'Today is a beautiful day, but I cannot see it.'" He explained that the new message reminded people of how fortunate they were to see and encouraged them to appreciate their blessings. From that day on, the boy's hat was never empty, and he learned how a simple change in words could touch hearts.
A girl rushed to her father and said, "Look, Dad, I built a small boat. It can float and move." The father took the boat outside and smashed it to pieces. "You're a stubborn and foolish girl. How many times will I tell you there's nothing for girls in engineering? Focus on your sewing and household skills." "But Dad, I can still do both," the girl said quietly. "You will never succeed in life if you don't listen to your parents," her father retorted, walking away. The girl was heartbroken. One day she accidentally caused a small flood in the house while working on a water project. Furious, her father sent her to live with her aunt. "You are a useless child. I regret having you," he said angrily. The girl cried, but her aunt consoled her and took her in. Years passed. One day, her father was out with friends as usual. "How's your daughter doing?" one asked. "I have a son. Ask me about him," he snapped. Suddenly, his friend pointed at the TV news. "Look, your daughter." The girl had just completed her first successful voyage as the youngest female captain of a commercial ship, with companies offering her contracts. "Yes, that's my daughter. My daughter," her father exclaimed, now proud. "Any words?" the reporter asked the girl. "I dedicate this day to my aunt. She alone believed in me. And a shout out to my dad, who never did. I made it, Dad." "Oh, my girl, if only I believed in you," her father cried. Drop your heart in the comments.